Hello everybody, it's Febtober for another weekly update. The only thing I really have to show you is Lucario came in from Toys R Us. Yay! So I got Lucario amiibo. I'm gonna put that with Rosalina. And I also have got an email that my Shulk amiibo from GameStop is shipping out, so yay! Usually I talk about video game stuff and scheduling before I talk about myself, but I'm going to do that afterwards, since most people probably just ignore the other half anyway. I'm going to force you to find out what my schedule is going to be. I'm going to force you to listen, but for those people who just tune out, this weekend, the 13th through the 15th, is Kirby-thon. If you guys have ever followed anything from Project Nintendo, we did something called Ultrathon about a half a year ago, maybe. Which was like N64 games. So Kirby-thon is like that. It's a charity, 72-hour charity stream, something like that. And we're going to be doing Kirby games. I'm going to be doing Kirby 64 Saturday night and sometime on Sunday. So follow the Nintendo Project Twitter. It'll be in the description. Just to keep updates and things like that. We have a site that it will link you to, I think, and the site has a schedule, I think. I don't know, but the site's cool. Look at it. It's a real site. So yeah, that's exciting. Get your money ready to donate to charity. I'm going to be doing Kirby 64, like I said. I actually have it practiced out. I have a sheet of paper here with the locations of all the crystal shards, what I need to do, how to optimize my run. It is not going to be a speed run because I'm just not fast at games, but it's going to be good. Okay, so that's out of the way. So last week I told you, lower this a little, last week I told you, microphone, that I got a biopsy. So I got, I'm sorry if this is like too much information. I asked people on Twitter if I like go into too much detail with cancer stuff and things like that, and nobody said yes. So everyone was fine with it. So I'm going to assume that the people that didn't speak up also are okay with it, and I'm going to talk about it. So essentially, the neuroblastoma that I have is stage 4, meaning it's spread to different areas. I have a main tumor behind my adrenal gland, which is like right over here, except like in the middle of my body. I have a large tumor on my hip/pelvis, my right hip/pelvis. It's like both like baseball sized, although the hip one is more spread out as opposed to round. And I also have it in spots all over the place. I have in the shoulders, a couple of ribs, I think one of my knees maybe. But anyway, so the past year and a half I've been on a clinical trial of a drug, and it hasn't been getting worse with these scans. But the type of scan I get is called an MIBG scan. It's a type of radioactive dye that is that they put into me, and it's mixed with something that the neuroblastoma specifically and only, and also my thyroid, just because it's iodine, uptakes. I take a thing to block it from going to the thyroid though. So only the neuroblastoma uptakes it, and it shows up on a scan thing. And so for the past year, that scan has showed the exact same picture every time we take it. We take it like every 3 months. So it's showed the exact same picture every single time. Which is not bad because it meant that nothing was spreading, but it didn't give us any indication that what I was doing was doing anything well. So we decided to do a biopsy. What a biopsy, if you don't know what it is, essentially they sedate you. They put you to sleep. They take a large needle and they stick it in you, and it's like a large hollow needle, and then they essentially to create an opening, and then they stick another needle, and then they pull core samples out of whatever. People in the past I've gotten bone marrow biopsies, which hurt like hell because they drill into your bone. Here I got a biopsy of my rib right around here and also my hip down there. We decided not to go for the main tumor. I have a tumor in the middle of my spine. That's why I had to get the spinal surgery. I don't know how I forgot about that. Yeah, but I almost lost all the function in my legs because the tumor grew up against my spinal cord. I still can't feel anything in my left leg. Nothing there. Or my left thigh anyway. Yeah, all that smacking, I can't feel it. But the feeling did, after the surgery, come back in my right leg, which is where it wasn't before that. So it was a trade-off. I don't know. It's really annoying when like the really deep skin, which still has living nerves, gets itchy and I can't scratch it because it doesn't feel like I'm actually scratching it. But that's for another time. I could still walk and that's fine. But yeah, so they decided not to go for the main tumor because the adrenal gland is in a wonderful spot surrounded by vital organs. And when you stick a needle into somebody's body, you can't just like jab it in and hope for the best. If you pierce a vital organ, it's not good. It's not good at all. So they decided, heck with it, we're just going to go for the more superficial ones and not possibly cause Dovey to have to get surgery. So I was happy with that. So I got a biopsy, and it actually didn't really hurt too much. The bone marrow biopsy is like I was sore as hell, but they didn't hurt at all. I just had a sore throat for a few days, as I said last week, for because of the tube that they put in once you get put to sleep, the breathing tube. But yeah, so I'm just giving some background into all this. So on Friday we met with the doctor because we finally got some of the results in. There's 2 tests that they're doing on the biopsy. They took multiple samples of each area. There's 2 tests. One is just to look at it, to look at the cells, see how alive they are, dividing and things. Another test that they're doing is a genetic test, seeing what exactly all the cancer cells are made of. Maybe they have traits from this or that. The other thing that they can use to fight it, that takes about a month, so we're not going to be getting that till probably the beginning of March. We're not going to get the results there, but that's okay. So the results of the biopsy are that the small area, the rib, was 100% dead tissue. Some people with cancer, when they get chemo or whatever and it's killing off the cancer cells, the tumors shrink, they disappear, they go away. Some people, they have something which is called differentiating, where the cancer cells, the malignant cancer cells, either turn into scar tissue or benign cells. Forgot what it was called. It's a neuro something or another. It's not neuroblastoma. It's I don't know, but benign, completely benign. So the rib site showed absolutely zero activity, 100% completely turned into benign dead cells. So that's good. We can assume from that all the other smaller sites all over the place are probably also dead. Can't be 100% sure, but we have to extrapolate. The biopsy of the larger tumor, the one that's probably about that big, around on my pelvis, is still alive, but they only found 10% living malignant cells. The rest of it, the other 90%, were dead and differentiated. So that means that of that tumor, only 10% is still alive, which is really good. It means that the past year and a half of the scans showing the exact same thing over and over again was just meant that the cells were still there, but it didn't mean that they were still alive and kicking and active mostly. We can't. Once we get the genetic testing, we're going to test it with the my spinal tumor, since when I got the surgery, they removed a large part of the tumor there, and they did testing on it and things like that. So they're going to compare the genetic testing with that to make sure that to see if it's the same or if it's like a different strain or something. Hopefully it'll be the same. It just means that we can assume the spinal tumor is probably mostly dead. And we can also probably assume that the adrenal tumor is mostly dead, though in the future we might want to try to get a biopsy of that at some point. But the doctor said that if it just dies, and once we complete immunotherapy and things like that at the very end, unless it's like actually obstructing organ function, which it probably isn't at the moment, they're probably going to keep it in there because it's safer than opening me up and removing something that's dead. It makes sense. So what does this mean for me? It means that my struggles over the past year and a half were not in vain. And I do want to thank everybody here for, just helping me, with the thoughts and prayers and words of encouragement to keep me going, because it has not been easy. It has not been easy in the slightest. I was talking last week about maybe going to radiation therapy. We decided that if we're with 10% left, we are just going to keep going with the chemo that I have been on because it's been working. So on Monday, tomorrow, I'm going to be going back to my regular chemo schedule, which means a week of feeling terrible, 2 weeks, and a week and 2 weeks, and so on and so forth. Probably for the next few months at least, and then we'll decide from there after some more tests. The only thing the doctor said is that the doctor I have is like the world expert on neuroblastoma. Like he literally wrote the book on it, which is really cool. So he said to me that the rib tumor area completely turned into a different type of cell that normally shouldn't uptake the radioactive dye, and show up on the scans. And he says this is the first time he and his team have ever seen a person where it still showed up. So they're running genetic testing. Maybe there's some markers there, but I'm unique. I'm the first person in recorded medical history, perhaps, where this happened to. So yay. But they assured me that that area is 100% dead. There is nothing living there malignant. So that's good. So yeah. So the TLDR of this, TL:DR, the cancer is mostly dead. And we still got a ways to go. We still got a bunch of months. Like the clinical trial that I'm on has 10 cycles left. The cycle is the 3 weeks. So I don't know. I can hypothetically still be on this for another 7 months, and even after that, they can get me on a compassionate basis and things, whatever. But so I'm gonna still be on this for a while, and even after that, we might switch to the radiation, and then we might go to. And then we're going to go to immunotherapy, which is essentially once the cancer's dead to make sure that it's eradicated. So, yeah, this is probably going to last well into at least this year, if not further. But, I was I was given, when the year started, I said, I have a feeling this is going to be a good year. And so far, I was right. You should hire me to predict things for you guys. But the thought that maybe by the end of the year I might start getting my hair back is quite a good one. I equate my hair with the rest of my life because honestly, this sucks. I see all my friends with their fancy hair and all my old pictures with my fancy hair. That's like the baseline for my happiness. It's horribly vain. I understand completely how vain and messed up that is, but honestly, that was a big part of my life. Just having, like, a lot of people knew me from my long hair, if that makes any sense. But what can you do? So I just got to keep waiting and keep fighting more, and onward and upward to better things. So that's good stuff. So how will this affect my upload schedule? Last week I was under a lot of stress because we were waiting for the results, and I was just under a lot of stress. Some people in my house are driving me absolutely out of my mind, and I can't do anything about it. Actually, I had to get anxiety medication for it. That's helping a little, but I don't want to just start taking it, because that's not. I don't want to get addicted to it. But yeah, so last week I did not record anything. I mean, I recorded Ni no Kuni, 2 episodes of Ni no Kuni. If you noticed, I missed on Friday. I already had Katamari pre-recorded, and I started Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past on Much Games. So today, which is the only day I'm going to have this week since I'm doing chemo tomorrow, I'm going to do my best, no promises, do my best to record 3 Ni no Kunis, 2 Katamaris, 1 Link to the Past. And we'll see how that goes. In order of priority, it's going to be Ni no Kuni, Katamari, and then Link to the Past. What else do I have to put up? The Little Big Planet 2 we have pre-recorded, so I'll edit that at some point. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm sorry if this week we're just not going to get videos at some point. I also have to record. No, I'm not going to, I'm not going to. See, I want to record the Let's Create also, but then I could just put it off till Saturday night. The problem with Saturday night is I'm going to be streaming Saturday night. I'm also going to do my best to stream Saturday night because I will be coming off a chemo week, and I'm usually feeling really crappy then, but Saturday night isn't too bad, so I might just, I don't know, it might just be a more quiet stream, we'll see. But yeah, so that's going to do it for the weekly update. Once again, thank you all very much for your support. Every little thing you do is magic. It really does help a lot. All the little bits of encouragement, any interaction whatsoever, it makes my day, and it's been keeping me alive all this time. And so thank you guys very much. It does mean a lot to me that you stuck around through all this, because there are people that they just can't stomach other people's pain, or only want to stick around during the good times or things like that. Whatever the reason is, whether it's justified or unjustified, that's who they are. But the people who have stuck around are the people who have given me the encouragement in the past. I really do appreciate it, and so I just want to say thank you very much. And here's looking to this time next year, me not having to wear a hat every week. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.